What's up, book nerds? I'm Margot from Team Epic Reads, and it's time for my September book haul. Since last month was the last month of summer, I decided to mix things up a little bit and read only graphic novels. You know, just for funsies. So here is what I read last month. Ta-da! Alright, now let's go through them. So I finally got around to reading this book. I am actually really shocked that it's taken me this long because I feel like I featured it in my book haul a couple of times and yet I still haven't read it. Nimona! Ta-da! I read the hardcover of Nimona by Noelle Stevenson and it is just as amazing as everybody says online. This is based on her webcomic series and the graphic novel version has like a whole new all new stuff in it, but some of the same panels that you can find online are in this, and it was so, this book is just like so fantastical and like an adventure and so much fun. And if you don't know the story, it's about Nimona. She is the sidekick to Lord Blackwater, who is like a super villain, and they have to go on this hero's journey quest thing to go basically prove to their entire village, town, land that the heroes that everybody thinks are the heroes aren't actually the heroes. So there's like magic and sorcery and dragons and it's funny, it's hilarious, and it's also like a little bit dark, but in a way that I really enjoy. But most of all, it's just really sweet and endearing and just it was just like such a good break from all of the like normal books that I've been reading, and I cannot recommend this book enough. So if you guys love graphic novels, or if you aren't into graphic novels but you're looking for a way to get into graphic novels, definitely check out Nimona. And Noelle Stevenson has another book coming out. You might recognize her illustration style if you're not familiar with Noelle. She did the covers of Rainbow Rowell's books, so Eleanor and Park and Fangirl. She did the illustrations. And if you ever heard of Lumberjanes, she's also part of that. So definitely check this one out. So I've never actually read any of the Marvel or DC Universe comic series. Like, never read any of them. I've seen all the movies, but I've just never read any of them. I don't really know why. For some reason, they've never really appealed to me all that much. But somebody very close to me did convince me to read Batman: The Long Halloween. He said that this was his absolute favorite DC Universe, what do you call this, collection? No, trade paperback. He said it was his favorite story of the Batman series and in really the DC Universe. So I decided to pick it up and I read it because I trust his recommendations. And turns out it was so good. It kind of really reminded me of Watchmen in that was like super dark, and like Gotham is very much like Watchmen. I'm only comparing it to Watchmen because I've read Watchmen and I've seen the movie, but I've never read any of like the Batman comics. But it's very dark and it's all about the Joker and Batman, and the art illustrations, they're just, I mean, I feel like I should probably show you guys, but they're just like really cool. And as we're going into fall and you're looking for like a good fall graphic novel to read, oh look, Long Halloween. It's about Halloween. But if you are looking to get into the DC Universe or the Batman series, then I definitely suggest you check out the Long Halloween. So the next graphic novel that I read this month is a prequel graphic novel to my second favorite action movie of all time, one of my top 5 favorite movies, not just action movie, but movies of all time, and my number 1 favorite movie of the last 3 years or so, whenever it came out. And that is Mad Max Fury Road, the graphic novel. So if you guys have seen Mad Max, I've seen it like 8 times because I am super obsessed with it. You have to read this graphic novel. This fills in all of the backstories that they don't really go into in the movie. So there's like Mad Max, and then there's Furiosa, and there's basically 4 backstories of the main characters in this, and they released them originally as like 4 separate issues, and this is like the 1 volume, but there's different creators for each issue, so each story has its own sort of aesthetic and appeal and way it's written, which I find is really interesting. So it's kind of like a short story collection but in graphic novel format. I'm kind of into it, and the art is amazing. I mean, it's just, I just really love the Mad Max Fury Road, like the story, and oh my god, look at Furiosa. Look at how amazing she is. I just want to be her for Halloween every single year. But if you loved Mad Max Fury Road and you're looking for new graphic novels and a standalone graphic novel, because, apparently standalone graphic novels are a thing, this is one of them. This is it. This is only one volume, so you definitely have to check this one out. The last graphic novel that I read this month, because I was like on a total graphic novel binge, and I was like, everybody tell me what you guys love, and then everybody recommended The Wicked and the Divine to me, so I picked up the first 2 volumes. And even though the art is absolutely stunning, check out this art. Isn't this amazing? It like looks so, it's like so detailed and beautiful, and the whole book is just like so colorful, as you can see. Ta-da! I didn't love the story. Oh, I'm sorry if you love this story and you love this series so much, but I just couldn't connect with it the way that I've connected with some of the other stories. And I hate that. I hate that feeling when like someone you know or trust or just anybody recommends you something and you pick it up and you read it and you just don't like it as much as they do. And then you get that weird feeling where you're like, oh, am I in the wrong because they love it and I didn't love it? So like, am I the problem? Or like, you know, then you can feel kind of guilty because like you feel like you always have to like the things that people recommend you. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. You don't have to like every single thing that is recommended to you. Certainly things that I recommend you, you could totally try them. Give everything a try at least. But if you don't like it, that's okay. And the thing that you may not like might be the thing that somebody else loves, and that's okay too. So I didn't love it, and it's about gods, and they come back as young people, and there's 12 of them, and I mean, it had like all of the elements that I really like in graphic novels. I just didn't really like it that much. Oh! Has it ever happened to you though? Have you ever read a book or a graphic novel based on a friend's recommendation, and then you just kind of didn't really like it? Like, how do you like tell that person that you're just like, I'm sorry, I just didn't like it. So what do you guys do when you're in that situation? I would love to know, because I feel like I need some advice for it right now. So that's it. That's all that I read this month. So here's a quick recap of what I read. Let me focus. Ta-da! There we go. What did you guys read? Tell me in the comments below. I can't wait to find out what you guys have been reading. Now I'm just going to quickly go through all of the new books that I've gotten from the other publishers, because the stack is tiny this time. Last month I had like this enormous stack, but now I've just a few books. And the first one is Warcross! Oh my god. Okay. Marie Lu's new book, Warcross. I finally have my hands on a copy. Well, it's a galley. It's not the finished book, but I finally have my hands on a copy, and I am so excited to read this book. I am so in the mood for something action-packed, and it just gets me. Like in the way that like Hunger Games or Divergent, and just like I'm really in the mood for a good action story. And I'm so excited because I really hope Warcross is as good as everybody says. Everybody keeps saying it, like such amazing things about it. I haven't read it yet because I just got this today. So you guys have to tell me if you've read it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. What do you think of this cover? I am obsessed. It's so pretty. I love all of those colors. I wish my hair was all of those colors. Ugh. I've read everything Marie Lu has ever written, so I cannot wait to find out if this is as good as her other books. And my favorite of Marie Lu's is Legend, so if this is as good or better than Legend, then I'm down with that. I also got a copy of, oh wait, that's not the actual cover. Here it is. Oh wait, that's not it either. Here it is. I Hate Everyone But You by Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin from Wednesday Books. This one goes on sale in September. And The Magic Misfits, this one is available in November 21st. I don't know what it is. This is like some like fancy little box situation. Let me see if I can open this. Oh, here we go. Slide it. Oh, why is it so tight in here? There we go. Ooh, that's a cute little cover. This looks like a middle grade book. The Magic Misfits. Who wrote it? Oh my god, Neil Patrick Harris wrote it. I can't believe I'm so slow to read that. Neil Patrick Harris wrote this book, The Magic Misfits. Oh my god, now I definitely have to read it. I love Neil Patrick Harris. And the last book that I got is All the Wind in the World by Samantha Mabry. And this has a really nice back cover. That's what that looks like. It has like a really nice like gritty texture to it that I'm totally digging. So that's it. Those are the only books that I got from the other publishers. What other books did you guys get this month that you haven't necessarily read but are new on your bookshelf? Tell me down in the comments below. Alright, so in the last book haul I talked about 2 books. I'm gonna bring them back because I finally have finished copies of them and I want to show you. First one up is The Dazzling Heights by Katharine McGee. This is the sequel to The 1000th Floor. Here's the finished cover. Here's what the spine looks like. And the back. Here's what it looks like all together. Ta-da! And then wait for it, those end papers. So in the first one, these end papers were gold, and now they are silver. And we got the little silver action going on the cover. I love it when that happens. So if you guys have not read 1000th Floor, watch my previous book haul. I tell you a little bit about that one. This one picks up right after the end of the 1000th Floor, and parts of it, like a third of it, takes place in Dubai, where these 2 towers are being built. And it's cool because these towers are actually also 1,000 floors, but they're like reflections of each other. So this one is like the light one and the dark one. Super cool. And of course, because it wouldn't be a Katharine McGee book without someone dying and some kind of crazy twist ending, but it's got all of the technological stuff and all of the drama and all of the like sexy intrigue that the first book had. So if you guys haven't read this series, start with the first one, then pick up Dazzling Heights because it is now on sale. The second book that I talked about in the last book haul is One Dark Throne. Oh, look at that shiny action that's going on there. So excited. If you have not read Three Dark Crowns, please stop listening to me right now or just fast forward to the rest of this video. But it's gonna be a little bit of some spoilers because I have to talk about what happened in Three Dark Crowns in order to talk about what happens in this one. So in the last video I told you a little bit about which sister was my favorite, but I didn't want to say who it was because I didn't want to spoil it for anybody. So again, spoiler alert! My favorite sister is Catherine, which somebody told me today is the wrong way to pronounce her name. Apparently her name is pronounced Katarine. Even though it's spelled exactly like Catherine, it's pronounced Katarine, which I don't really know how to feel because I've been pronouncing it Catherine in my head for 2 books now. But I guess I have to go forward with how it's actually pronounced. So my favorite sister is Katarine. And in the end of Three Dark Crowns, as we all know, if you've read this book, she gets pushed down to in a giant cavern, cave, hole thing. She basically gets pushed to her death by the dude that she's in love with. So we find out the motivations for why he does that. But the best part about this book is that Katarine goes crazy in it, and I love, so it's told from the 3 sisters, you know, there's basically 3 stories in one in here, and Katarine's is by far my favorite story because she's just so crazy, and in this book she's just like, it all gets amped up even more, and it's so much fun, and I can't wait for the 3rd book. Have you guys read this one? Tell me in the comments below, who is your favorite sister? Anybody who loves Katarine, hello! I love it. Anyway, it's new, it's here, you guys have to read it, especially if you love Game of Thrones or any of the fantasy series that you love, Red Queen and Six of Crows and all that stuff. Definitely check out the series because now the second one is here. Finally, we have a lot of new books from Harper that are out in September. So here are all of the new releases. We have Speakeasy Love by Mikkel George. This one is Much Ado About Nothing. It's a retelling of that, set in 1920s Prohibition era. What's up? And if you liked Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, you will definitely love this one. There's tons and tons of witty banter, and it's super fun and a great standalone, so definitely check this one out. We also have brand new from Adam Silvera, Hat Tip to Adam for his new book, and they both die at the end. Aww. I am obsessed with this cover. It is so good. And for anybody that hasn't noticed this, look. It's a Grim Reaper. Their shadow. It makes a Grim Reaper. I actually didn't realize that at first. I saw somebody post about it on Instagram and I was like, oh, I didn't notice it. Oh my god, they're so smart, those cover designers. Oh, this one also has really cool end papers. Check that out. They're clocks because they're counting down till midnight. So basically the premise of this story is that these two dudes, they get a call at midnight saying that, yo, what's up? You have one more day left to live and you're gonna die tomorrow. So they meet on this like social media app for anybody who has gotten their call, and they spend the next 24 hours together. And it is romantic and it is sweet and it is sad and it is funny and it is like such an amazing coming of age story set in New York City. And I mean, if you guys have read any of Adam Silvera's books, this one is, it's my favorite so far, and it is really, it's just as good, if not better, than his other books. And I really strongly cannot recommend this book enough. So definitely check out They Both Die at the End. It is here this month. Oh, so good. And we also have Before She Ignites by Jody Meadows, a new fantasy from Jody, and it's all about dragons, because you can see the dragon tails. Here's what the back looks like. And let's see, that's what the spine looks like. We also have The Gravekeepers, which is a contemporary story from Elizabeth Byrne, and this one is set in upstate New York, but a girl who lives with a family that owns a cemetery where you can go and like decorate your own grave. So it's a definitely coming of age story that is a little bit macabre, a little bit darker than usual, but still just so well written and a really interesting, unique contemporary story. So that's new. Oh, and here's the back. We have another Zach Brewer book. If anybody is a Zach Brewer fan, we have Madness. Zach has said that this is his most personal book to date. So if you have read any of Zach's books and liked any of them, you have to read this one. You have to add this one to your collection. This one is brand new. And like all of Zach's books, it's dark, it's a little bit twisty, it's got a bit of a mystery going on, and great, amazing, sort of misunderstood main characters. And honestly, just Zach is such a talented writer. And this is another standalone. And the last new book from Harper this month is Neighbourhood Girls by Jessie Ann Foley. If you notice, look, it's the Chicago skyline. Ta-da! So this one is set in Chicago, and this one is about a girl who joins the popular girls clique in order to blend in, which is sort of seems like, you know, maybe not a way to blend in, but you'll have to read the book in order to find out if it works for her. So that is new. I really like this cover a lot. It's really nice. So that's it. That's all that's new. Let me get my little stack here. Ooh. Okay, here's all the new ones. It's a small stack, so I can do this. I can do this. Ta-da! When they look so pretty on your shelf, I think you have to add them to your shelf. Don't you agree? I wonder if anybody will notice if I just take all of these books home with me. I forgot I was gonna say. So that's it for this month's book haul. Definitely head down to the comments below and let's chat it out. Tell me what you guys are reading, what are you guys excited about. I got another list video coming out soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and follow Epic Reads on all of the social media platforms. And book shimmy to you all. And I cannot wait to chat it up with you guys in the comments below. Until then, a good day, my lovelies.